Blog Talk Radio. Good morning, I'm Laura Longley, and welcome to Ask Laura, a version of the Laura Longley Show. And I'm happy to see that we actually have callers waiting today, which is new for me, but I'm really excited to be able to actually talk to people on the show. Each week on Ask Laura, I share a practice that you can take away and use in your own life to get unstuck, and then I open up the phone lines for your calls. The call-in number, for those of you who haven't already called in, is 718-766-4415, and you can call in right away with any issue or problem where you'd like some guidance, wisdom, or coaching, and you'll just be on hold until I'm ready to take your call, so feel free to call in right away. You can also listen to the Laura Longley Show on Mondays at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. And on Monday's shows, I have a guest who will share their techniques and practices for creating authentic change. And tomorrow I'm talking to John Murphy, who is the author of Zentrepreneur, a book about how to bring that Zen feeling into business or into your work life. And I also want to let you know that since it's still January, in honor of New Year's resolutions, I'm offering a free program called 31 Days of Authentic Change, and you can sign up to receive that mailing at thelauralongleyshow.com. And the practice I'm going to share with you this morning is one of those 31 practices that you'll receive if you sign up for Authentic Change Wisdom, and it is meditation. And I find that meditation is such a very helpful tool in my life and in the life of clients I've worked with, and yet we all have a lot of resistance to it at various times in our lives. You know, the kinds of things that I hear and the kinds of things that I've said about it for years too is, I'm no good at meditating. I can't sit still long enough. I can't calm my mind. I'm a failure. I can't do this. And yeah, I know all those reasons and excuses because I've used them myself many times too. But developing a meditation practice is one of the most effective ways to get in touch with your authenticity and to hear that voice that comes from your authentic self, not your ego/personality self. And if we don't make time to be still and be quiet, we can't hear that inner voice. It gets drowned out by our ego because our ego, our self-talk, is loud and it's in our head all of the time with all of those shoulds and criticisms and judgments that we place on ourselves and on others. And it takes being quiet to let those drift away so that we can hear what our soul wants to hear. Some of the other benefits of meditation include having better focus, feeling less anxiety. And I go to a meditation group on Saturday mornings, and each week we go around the circle and talk about what meditation is for us. And a lot of us use it to reduce our anxiety. It leads to more creativity. We're getting more in touch with the right brain, which is the creative side of the brain, more compassion, because we're taking ourselves out of making it all about us, better memory, and less stress. And so any one of those is a really great reason to give it a try. So here's a way that you can get started just to try it if you haven't meditated before, or if you have meditated before and you feel like you're a failure. So meditate on your breath for 10 minutes. And I want you, if you're going to do this, commit to doing it for a week, because you'll have a different experience every time that you do it. And anyone can sit for 10 minutes. It's a choice to just sit for the 10 minutes. So start by sitting or lying down in a comfortable position and set a timer or alarm for 10 minutes so you don't need to keep looking at the clock to see if your 10 minutes is up. And what you want to do is you want to focus on your breath entering and leaving your body. And you can do this by noticing your abdomen rising and falling, or the sensation of the air entering and leaving your nostrils, whatever is easy for you to focus on. And for me, it also helps me to say in my head, breathe in as I breathe in, breathe out as I breathe out. This helps my mind stay focused. And if you've meditated before or you have another method that you like to use for maintaining focus, that's fine. You can use that too. Now, at some point, you will notice that you're no longer paying attention to your breath. You're no longer noticing the physical sensations. You're no longer saying breathe in, breathe out in your head, but you are lost in your thoughts. And sometimes we've been lost in our thoughts a long time before we notice. Sometimes we notice right away. It doesn't matter. It's real. This is normal. This is completely what meditation practice is about noticing when that happens. And when it does happen, just gently bringing yourself back to noticing your breath. And you might have to do this many times in just 10 minutes, and it's okay. It's normal. The success in doing this practice is that you sit there for the amount of time that you chose to do it, or lie there, whichever you're choosing to do, and that every time you happen to notice that you're lost in your thoughts, that you just bring your attention to your breath again. And really, the more times you have to do it, it is actually kind of better, because as each time we redirect our attention, we're creating a new neural pathway in our brain. So try it. It really has helped me. I struggled for, 20 years with doing it sporadically until I really got to have a fairly regular practice. And even now, I don't do it every single day. I will admit I get in my times where it's like I just don't feel like doing it, and I don't. And frankly, those are the times I need to do it the most. But that's human. I'm human. That's the way it goes. But I have found it to be so helpful for grounding me, helping me feel centered, and reducing that level of anxiety. So love for you to give that a try. And I'd love to hear back from you about how that worked for you, if that was something that you found to be easy or something that you struggled with, or if you found it to be helpful. I'd love to get your feedback on that. So now we're going to go to the call-in portion. Again, if you have a question or a problem or an issue that you need some help with, you can call in at 718-766-4415. And I also have the chat window open. So if you want to type your question into chat, I can see that, I hope. It's the first time I'm trying it. But you could try that, and hopefully I will see your question if you choose to do it now. And now we're going to go to our first caller. I hope, if I can figure out how to do this. Why can't I figure out it? There we go. My first time. It's quite interesting. Hi, this is Laura. Who's this?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, this is Rolina.
Rolina?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you? Thank you so much for calling in. You're my very first caller on this new show.
Oh, good.
So where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Maine.
Oh, okay. Oh, so exciting. I'm actually thinking about moving to Maine. That's been in my consciousness for about 1.5 years. Yeah. Whereabouts in Maine are you?
I live in New Gloucester. It's about 20 minutes from Portland, Maine.
Oh, okay. Are you near the water? Yeah, that's something that I really love. I love being near the water. Well, I'm really excited to talk to you.
Yes, thank you.
So
I'm not too far from the water. Okay. I'm working on.
So how can I help you?
Okay. I'm working on a business plan, and I feel like the doors are opening a little bit more as far as me understanding how to do the business plan, because I'm doing it on my own. Well, I've had some, I'm getting help with my daughter and things like that, but I feel like finally I'm getting a grasp on it, because I'm looking to get a business loan, and I'm just wondering if I am finally headed in the right direction with getting a grip on this business plan.
So it sounds like it's been a struggle for you up until now?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have some insight into why it's been difficult?
Well, I feel like I've been having a hard time wrapping my brain around understanding exactly what they were asking for. But I just found this site that was really pinpointing it a little bit easier for me. And I'm like, So and I know things happen for a reason.
Yes, absolutely. So what kind of business is it?
It's the name is Rolina's Holistic Pet Care.
And so do you take care of pets, or do you have products?
It's more of a well-being of the pet, kind of like a spa, but it also is do-it-yourself dog wash, but it has Reiki, and I'm going to be selling products and things like that.
Oh, cool. That's so exciting. So just for my own personal, because I have 2 cats. I don't have dogs. I have cats. But do you do any sort of, do you do animal communication of any sort?
Yes, I'll be hiring people to do that as well, yes.
Oh, I love this idea. I think it's so great. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to use the tarot cards, and I'm just going to ask about, I'm going to make it broader than the business plan. I'm going to ask, where is it that you need to focus, or what is it that you need to know in order to be able to move forward? Does that feel helpful to you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think sometimes if we get too specific around, so like if you're really focused on, is this business plan really the right thing, or am I making progress with it, then we lose other things that might be in the mix that we also will need to pay attention to.
Okay.
So I'm actually, since you are my first caller, I'm actually going to do 3 cards instead of just 1, and we'll see where this goes with it.
Okay.
So the first card is is in the position of Spirit, and that is the 9 of Wands, and Wands is also the suit of Spirit, and it's strength. And so what I read that as is that you are, from a spiritual perspective, you are courted in this endeavor. And does it feel like that's been true for you? Do you feel like this is kind of like a calling?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is just validating, you have got support for this endeavor. In the place of mind is, and this is about our thoughts, is the 2 of Cups. Cups is the suit of emotion, and the 2 of Cups is love. So the way that I'm thinking about this with starting your business and some of the struggles that you have had you had thoughts that where you are, do you get frustrated with yourself?
A little bit, because it would be kind of, I know this is all a learning experience, and I know this.
Right.
And I know that I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be learning from the ground up.
Yes. And so have you been pretty gentle with yourself?
So.
Okay. Because what I think this is saying is that, having your thoughts be loving thoughts, compassionate thoughts, and really, being more focused on, okay, this is my calling, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I haven't done it before. It's new to me, and it's not always going to just be easy. And also, I would say extending that to other people and processes that you feel frustrated with, because I would guess too, and this is me speaking from my own experience, that when we don't understand or we haven't done something before and it's new to us, we can feel pretty frustrated with the process you have to go through, because you might go, why the heck do I have to do this? Or there might be some fear too around, I'm not doing it right. Yeah,
absolutely.
And so, just showering all of that with love, so that you and those around you, so you're really creating this business out of love anyway. Love for animals, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so being focused on that love piece, and and that'll help bring down that frustration that you feel with yourself and with the process.
Right. That makes sense.
And then in the position of physical or action is the Queen of Discs, and Discs is also the suit of the physical world. And the Queen of Discs, I love this. This is exactly right for what's going on for you right now. The Queen of Discs is about taking tangible steps, doing physical actions, but not just through rote or through drudgery or whatever. It's about having the plan and then taking the actions that lead to the manifestation of that. So to me, this is again validating, okay, the business plan is the first thing that's, you've got to get taken care of in order to move forward. And it's not that you're just, it's not like you have this daily to-do list and you check off all the things you did. It's about this bigger picture.
Right.
So so to me, this is, you're on the right track. The only thing that I think that you need to maybe shift a little bit is this giving yourself more love and more love around.
Yeah, I agree with that. Being more patient with myself, and yes, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I did. I worked on a couple of things on my business plan this morning, and then I said, okay, now I've got the right site, right information now. Now I need to just set this aside and just do maybe a couple more tomorrow. And I'm trying to keep it fun and trying to I'm trying to versus because it has been a struggle, and what's that?
That's partly the Queen of Discs part too, which is it's like, you're doing things every day, but you're not letting yourself get overwhelmed by it either.
Right.
I hope.
Right. Yeah.
Or don't let yourself get overwhelmed by it.
Right. Well, thank you so much. That was very helpful.
Was that what you were after? Was that the kind of thing you were looking for?
Yes, absolutely. I got the validation that definitely this is my life purpose, and I need to just keep moving forward and being a little bit more patient and gentle with myself, because this is all new to me. So,
right,
definitely.
Right. So before you go, can I ask how do you know about the show? How did you find out about the show?
I look on Blog Talk Radio every now and then, and see who. And
what's coming up?
I've never seen you before, and I thought, well, she looks like someone that can help.
Well, the reason I ask is because I do another radio show that's not on Blog Talk Radio on Mondays that I've been doing for about 1.5 years, and so I've been announcing on that show that I'm starting to do this show. So it's just helpful for me to know how people find out. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I appreciate you calling in, and I wish you all the best luck. And I might be up there in Maine with you in another year.
Oh, nice. Well, if you make the move, welcome to Maine.
Well, thanks so much, and thanks for calling, Rowena.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, yay, we had a caller. I'm so excited. We're getting started with actually having this be a call-in show. And if you would have a, gosh, I can't talk now. If you have a question or an issue that you need some help with, you can call in at 718-766-4415, or you can type your question into the chat box, and you can just open that up and just type in, and I will see your question, and I would be happy to answer it. And in the meantime, in case we do have some other callers or others who want to have questions answered, I'll share one more little thought that I have had recently that I hope will be helpful to you as well. And I have, over the last several months, I've really gotten focused, or not focused, yeah, I guess that's the word. I've noticed how competitive I am. And I have always thought of myself as a non-competitive person, and it's so not true. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is because when I really saw how competitive I am, and by competitive I mean that I have had this win-lose attitude about, gosh, almost everything in life. And that's not how I want to be, and it does not feel good. It sets everything up to either I lose and I feel bad, or I win and the other person feels bad. And that isn't the way life has to be at all. It's all about my thoughts. It's not about reality, and it creates a whole lot of anxiety in my life about, am I going to win or lose? And I mean, here is a silly example, but hopefully it'll help you get the idea. When I go into, there's a little coffee shop that's in the lobby of the building where I live, and if I go in there to get something in the morning, there is not a distinct line of people. And I'm always worried that someone else is going to come in after me and get served before me. Now, isn't that ridiculous? I mean, even if that were to happen, so what? But look at how much energy I spend worrying about that, when, number one, 99% of the time it doesn't happen. And number two, even if it did, I would be fine. It's not that big of a deal. And the times I really had, what really brought it to my consciousness was when I'm driving. And I'm not a, I'm not an aggressive driver, but boy, if you cut me off, I'm going to let you know that I don't like it. Or I'm always got this self-talk in my head about why people are doing what they're doing, and it's never for a good reason. It's always they're jerks or whatever. And the reality is that none of that is probably true. There probably are some people who are jerks, but for the most part, it's that they're oblivious. They're thinking about something else. They're not paying attention. They didn't realize I was there. Whatever it is, it's not about me. It has nothing to do with them trying to best me. And it creates a lot of, unpleasant emotions to think that people are out to get me like that. So I have, over the last several months, I've become very conscious of it and committed to shifting my thinking. And I did a long drive yesterday. I like to go on what I call driving meditations, and where I just drive, and I like to do it, like more in a nature setting, not on a freeway. But no music, no any other distractions, where it just gives me time to kind of allow thoughts to come to me. And I was noticing yesterday all the self-talk I had about what other people in cars were doing. And every time it came up for me, I just said to myself, not my business. It has nothing to do with me. I don't need to have any thought at all about what they're doing or why they're doing it. The only thing I need to worry about is what they're doing impacting what I need to do. So like if if they're coming over into my lane, I need to do something different. Or if they are stopping short, I need to put on the brakes. That's the only thing I need to worry about. So I offer that to you to look at how competitive are you in your life and what kind of an environment is it creating for you, and is that something that you would like to shift? I'm Laura Longley, and you're listening to Ask Laura, which is the Sunday version of the Laura Longley Show, where authentic change takes flight. You can find me on Facebook at The Laura Longley Show and at thelauralongleyshow. We have no more callers today, but I'm very excited that we had a caller. This shows that this is the third episode of the show. I knew it would take a while to build up to actually getting callers, but I'm very grateful and excited that we did have a caller. So we're going to close out the show for today. I just want to remind you that aside from these practices that I share on the Sunday show and also on my Monday show, there are other ways where you can get information about how to make authentic change in your life. On Facebook, the Laura Longley Show, if you search for that, or even if you search for Laura Longley, you should find me. And I post multiple times a day, and right now I'm posting each day one of the practices from 31 Days of Authentic Change Wisdom. And on Twitter, you can find me at Laura Longley SHO, and of course, always at thelauralongleyshow.com. And at thelauralongleyshow.com, you can listen to archives of previous shows. We've done about 1.5 years of them, so there are quite a few of them in there, and we've had lots of really great guests with really great information to help you create the life that you want. And I want to thank those of you who tuned in today. I had a great time talking with my caller. Please join me every Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, and 4 p.m. UK for Ask Laura, my weekly call-in advice show. And every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on KKNW in Seattle, WBLQ in Rhode Island, or TransformationTalkRadio.com. And tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Pacific, that's right. I'll be talking with John Murphy about his book, Zentrepreneur, how you can bring the peace and calm and inspiration of Zen to your work life. I hope you can join us. Have a happy month, and I will see you back here next week.